Oh hey, long time no see everybody. Has it been 2 days already? Look at the time, of course it has. You know what that means. Crypto Coffee Update time, where we discuss news, upcoming events, and all kinds of cool things coming out of the world of crypto with your buddy Paul. Grab a cup, fill it up, simultaneous sip with that coffee. After all, would it really be a Crypto Coffee Update if we didn't have coffee together? So, let's go ahead and get into the news. First things first, and today is the day I get to display my credulity a little bit. You know, since the beginning, I've maintained certain systems are centralized and are on a one-way path to inevitable failure. These include things like EOS, Tron, IOTA. These are systems that just don't work on a fundamental level, and you can tell because they have to have a high degree of centralization. Now, I know that's going to ruffle some feathers, but again, this is my time to flex my credulity because this is already happening. Now, this is something I had to corroborate because, frankly, I just couldn't believe that a system could fail in such a spectacular way. I mean, just a fiery Hindenburg-style crash to the ground, but we're living through it. After all, I lived through the Ethereum DAO hack, so why not? Let's go ahead and take a look at the news for the day. EOS suffering a private affair, as this one Reddit user called it. Block producers get paid, and this is incorrect. It says 100,000. It's really only 10,000. Only 10,000. It's about $3.6 million a year. But they allowed a double spend anyway, just simply because this guy had something else to do. So no big deal, right? I mean, he's only one of 21 block producers for a $10 billion network. So if you divvy it up, he's responsible for about $450 million worth of funds. But apparently that didn't dissuade this individual from just doing what he needed to do. Let's go ahead and unpack exactly what he needed to do. Here's the conversation. Again, I had to corroborate this. It's just too much to believe at face value. It's just amazing that this level of incompetence is real. Hi, I'm Daz from EOS Store, yada yada. Let's look at the response in green from 946. It says, there's a statement I heard today from EOS New York that you failed to update your blacklist on one of the accounts that was directed to be frozen by the ECAF, that's the arbitrator, and it caused that account to lose its assets. So somebody lost all of their stuff because this block producer didn't update. And you can see down below in white, the second from last reply from the individual, I didn't receive the blacklist, so it happened. Important point, he did not receive it. Okay, how did you not receive it? Asked green. Everybody else received it. Oh, sorry for that. It's not my account that was stolen, so no need to apologize, but this will probably affect your income as a block producer. You said you didn't receive the blacklist, which is frankly a poor excuse. It sounds like you just didn't want to comply, so says green, and there, white replies, oh, I didn't attend the meeting in these last 2 days because I had something else to do. And the story suddenly changes from I did not receive it to I didn't actually show up. Okay, again, if you're responsible for $450 million of funds, well, Green's asking the right questions because he says, what could possibly have been more important than an ECAF meeting regarding security when you're paid $10,000 a day to be a block producer? Which is, again, roughly $3.6 million a year. And he said, oh, I have some private affairs. Sorry for that. And Green wraps it up with, well, if I were you, I'd hire a good attorney because that's probably the next step. Good luck. And again, I just couldn't believe that this level of incompetence is real, and so I corroborated. Lo and behold, this is what you're met with. Same Daz from the conversation you just saw. He's saying to Simon, you told me you didn't receive the blacklist. That's a complete lie. You backtracked and said you were busy and didn't attend the meeting. That's a violation of Article 2. Even more constitutional crises in the first weeks of EOS. What a debacle. And furthermore, if he was too busy to attend, it tells me he's the only one available to attend. $10K per day, $3.6 million a year, and this individual is running a solo operation. Wow. That's really the content of character and quality of person you want to have as one of your 21 nodes. I can only imagine what Bitfinex is up to. I wonder if Brock is running his node like that. This makes me question my EOS holdings for the first time. I don't know if Daz is a whale. He probably is, considering his status and his intimacy with the Telegram group. But I'm not even sure if he's a whale or block producer. But for somebody so adamant about EOS, that's not a good sign. And of course here, what's the solution, Daz? Well, ECAF needs authoritative power. Why? Well, because it's the only way to compensate for incompetence. This didn't have to happen. You know, that's a great point, Daz. The only way to ensure a decentralized or distributed network where all individuals are represented equally and fairly is to concentrate power in such a way as to have a single centralized point of absolute dictative authority. So maybe something like autocracy. I think we've tried autocracy before. Maybe we can elect the ghost of Tito from Yugoslavia to be the head of the EOS system, because that's basically on where we're headed. This is asinine. And this is something, again, that I'm going to flex on because I said before, Dan Larimer has proven time and time again that he's incompetent. He designed the delegated proof-of-stake system, something that's apparently a workable consensus algorithm, but really fails every single time it's attempted to be implemented. Just look at BitShares. 10% of people vote. 90% of people do not. Look at Steemit, another Dan Larimer exclusive. He abandoned the project, and now the video platform that's linked to Steemit, DTube, it's experiencing ISPF issues. They just can't upload stuff on the video platform anymore. So really, Dan is just a serial forker. He just creates these blockchain projects, makes money off of them, and leaves. It actually reminds me of an old quote from Brock Pierce before he was arrested in Spain on pedophilia charges. "When I need money, I just create a coin," which he said as he founded Realcoin, which eventually became Tether. So take that for what you will. Tether's owned by Bitfinex. They're both block producers. It's just getting boring at this point. Seriously, the cards are all on the table. We see what's happening, yet people are so blind that they want an autocracy to rule over what should be a blockchain. And again, that's all I'm going to talk about for EOS today. We've done this ad nauseum. You know where I stand. You know the reality of the situation. You know that Bitfinex owns Tether. You know that Brock Pierce founded Tether. You know that Brock Pierce is friends with Dan Larimer. You know that Dan Larimer's created a series of failed blockchain projects. How much more money are these individuals going to take from the pockets of the cryptocurrency community until we can finally do what we needed to do from the beginning, something I've done from the beginning, call bullshit on these big time scammers. When somebody exit scams with $2 million, $5 million, $8 million, $10 million, that's horrible. But when you have a serial forker making out with $4 billion and creating something that is literally worse than MySpace, I don't even have anything more to say on that. What I do have something more to say on, though, is sticking to my guns. Tron officially completes its mainnet launch. Being that it forked the Ethereum J protocol and consensus algorithm, I am willing to bet that the Tron mainnet is going to be a spectacular collapse and implosion similar to the likes of EOS. Watch me. All right, that's it for the news today. Let's go ahead and get into the actual happenings in the big world of crypto outside of the pedophile elite Dan Larimer, Brock Pierce coalition and people like Justin Sun. Going into Wednesday, June 27th, Blockchain Expo Europe is happening in Amsterdam. That's really all I could find for Wednesday. But a lot of stuff happening Thursday, June 28th. Blockchain and shared services happening in Dallas, Texas. The Echelon Asia Summit 2018 kicking off in Singapore. Capital raising and investing in blockchain. It's happening in New York City. Now, that's a small meetup that's happening. It's between $89 and $269 to let you know about how to raise capital and invest in blockchain. Tell you what, just today, and any other day that ends in a Y, you can join the Cryptide Discord and we'll give you much of the similar information for free. All you got to pay is attention. Just over the weekend, we had a fantastic hour-and-a-half talk about making money in the new economy, monetizing your existing skill sets. And guess what? We didn't charge a dime. So capital raising and investing in blockchain happening in New York City. But if you want to save about $89 to $269, click that link below in the description. TokenMarket 2018 happening in Gibraltar, Distributed 2018 happening in Hamburg, and the Nebulas Meetup is kicking off in San Francisco. And that is it for Thursday, June 28th, and for this Crypto Coffee update. As usual, all the links below in the description because we do our own research and provide you with that information. Now, this may sound a little bit like spoon feeding, but click one of those links. If it doesn't say what I said it said, guess what? You just checked behind me, and I failed to do my own research properly. So that's the beauty of this space. We check behind each other, we corroborate, and we make sure what's happening is legit. So check below at the B list. Make sure that your tokens are in there. If you love them, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you want me to report on. After all, this is your news segment as much as it is my news segment. This is our community, and we're growing it together. Let me know what you thought about this video below in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world. We are 100% donation based. We don't shill. We don't do pump and dumps. Literally, it is all up to the individual members of Cryptide to care for themselves and prove their skill and merit through the fires of the marketplace. And that's how it should be. No paid groups here. If I can't make my own money, then why would you even be listening to me? So that's all we got for today. As usual, thanks so much for watching. My name is Paul. We are Cryptide. And remember, the tide is rising. Maybe not for you, Dan and Brock.